stood there while she did, and it said thank you and timed her out. Well,
Okay.
the boy was waiting for her.
Outside?
No, he came into the office.
Oh, really? We have a warrant for your arrest.
Okay.
Okay. For it's contributing to the delinquency of a minor. We got you on video, you guys kissing, being intimate. So I'm going to need you to stand up.
I'm old and I've broken my hip.
Shut up. Have a warrant. When you were telling your husband that you were working with him and tutoring him, what was his response to that?
His response was to be careful.
That's fine. What was the picture that was accidentally sent to him?
Just me without my shirt.
Okay.
So was exposed?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Was it more
just
like
trying to
a
be more like
girlfriend role?
Sisterly role.
Okay. And what would the thing consist of? What was
Again, something I would send to my husband.
Okay.
The case I'm bringing you today involves a 30-year-old woman named Michaela Ford. On the surface, she appeared to be a dedicated teacher, a wife, a mother. But behind that image, Ford, a middle school teacher, was arrested for her alleged involvement with a 15-year-old student. So for context, the elementary school, the middle school, and the high school sat side by side. Michaela Ford worked at the middle school and also served as a substitute teacher at the high school. This is the high school where she met the alleged victim. Within only just a few weeks, this escalated into something far more disturbing. Rumors at the school suggested that Ford and the student were dating. In her phone, he was listed as my hero, and in his phone, she was listed as my angel. Investigators found multiple photos on the student's device, including Ford topless and them kissing. Messages recovered reportedly referenced when they would have again, as well as messages between the victim and his friends, allegedly saying how he had performed on Michaela. Everything came to light when a middle school student went to the principal and she said that she saw Michaela Ford and the student hugging and kissing. Surveillance cameras captured these interactions as well. The principal called the student into her office and questioned him about the footage. And it's so sad when you read the reports because his only concern is what he can do to prevent Michaela from getting in trouble. This shows just how manipulated he really was. When Ford was confronted herself, she admitted that she knew she was in trouble and she was more concerned about her husband finding out. She also has a young son of her own at home, which makes this situation that much more disturbing. Police questioned Michaela Ford about her relationship with the student and what they found during their investigation. What you're about to see is Michaela Ford's own account of the situation. And it's shocking, to say the least.
Here with her I stood over here and do you know where our time clock is?
No.
So right outside this door, right where Leonard sits, the time clock's right behind here. So I walked out and stood there while she did, and it said thank you and timed her out. Well,
Okay.
The boy was waiting for her.
Outside?
No, he came into the office.
Oh, really? Okay.
And she was like avoiding any eye contact, no contact. He's looking at me like, and I'm going, well, and Leonard was sitting there, and we're like, there she goes. Let's make sure she leaves.
Do you think, obviously she was tipped off probably, right?
I'm sure.
And that's why she came in here and just threw the cards down?
I can assume that.
Yeah. And then she said, don't tell my husband.
She already knew as soon as somebody like me was requiring her. I said, you're
Yeah.
required to come here. Do not pass go, do not collect
Yeah.
$100.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't say that, but I told her
Yeah.
you must come here. So she did. I mean, I can assume a bunch of stuff, but I don't care to be cross-examined by an attorney on whether or not I can prove that she was tipped off.
Yeah, correct. And you said there was 2 videos?
So that's the one I saw. That's
Okay.
all I knew as of that day. And then I called Dr. Sims back, told her I had this, and that she clocked out.
Okay. Sounds good.
That's what I knew from that was whatever day that was, Wednesday.
Yeah, they had told us that you disclosed everything, so.
That's what I knew.
Yeah.
It. And then this is today. I haven't seen this because I've been doing this other stuff.
Okay.
So we'll watch it together.
Have you seen this?
Yes.
Okay.
Do I need to fast forward or just let it run? I mean, it's 4 minutes long, so.
Yeah, they will
There
be
they
coming
are.
from...
That's them.
Oh, yeah.
So we're in this office over here right now, looking this
Okay.
way, and this is where they are. hugging him, no?
Yep.
Yeah.
Looks like to me.
That is very.
Yeah, and you will see when she's facing this way.
She shouldn't be anywhere over across this road.
Yeah, because the elementary
Yeah,
schools.
even if I was going to give her the benefit of the doubt because of her kid being on campus.
There would be no reason that
No
she's on
reason.
this side.
No.
She never wanted to articulate or explain the video, right? She just said, "Don't tell my husband. Here's my cards."
I
And
just can't get in trouble for this, and I said, you're aware that this is illegal. You're
Yeah.
aware that this potentially is a felony. You're aware that, and she was like, I just don't want to be in trouble. And I told him not to talk to me, but he started talking to me, and I'm like, well, you can't work here.
okay, cool.
Like, that was the limit of it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you guys drew the line in the sand immediately. Hi, Estancia Police Department.
It's a male.
Yeah, he's already asking what's going on.
There's a male. Hello.
Can I help you?
Yeah, we're looking for Michaela.
Michaela.
Yeah.
Michaela. Come here, baby.
You know, in our work, there's a lot of focus on protecting the vulnerable. But behind the scenes, we also have to protect ourselves, and not just physically, digitally. Because here's the truth. Even one piece of exposed personal info, a phone number, an old address, an email, that can be all it takes for somebody to target your accounts, steal your identity, or even worse. We've seen what people are capable of, and that's why we make sure we are locked in on digital security. For us, Incogni has become a key part of that. If you haven't heard of it, Incogni is a service that removes your personal information from data broker sites. These are the ones that most people never hear about, but they're the ones that quietly will sell your personal information to whoever wants it. These sites simply do not care who they're selling to, and that leaves the door open to identity theft, scams, and much worse. And here's where it gets really powerful. Incogni doesn't just fire off generic takedown requests. They also have a feature called custom removals, where you can submit a specific site that has your data, and they will work to help remove it for you. They are currently targeting over 420 different broker sites. That is extremely powerful. They take your unique info and they go after every version of it that they can find. And it's not a one and done deal. Unfortunately, your data will reappear constantly. That's unfortunately just the reality of the situation. But what's great about Incogni is they are always working in the background to protect you. They send repeated removal requests, track re-uploads, and make sure that your digital footprint is clean. This kind of automation and persistence is something that you just can't match on your own. We use it as a part of our operational hygiene, and it gives us the confidence to be able to focus on our mission: protecting kids and exposing predators. If you care about identity protection, or if you're somebody in an advocacy, journalism, or public role, Incogni is your line of defense. And I'm proud to say that you can use our code INNOCENT at checkout to get 60% off of their annual plan. Thanks again to Incogni for backing our mission. Now let's get back to it.
Hello?
Hi, can we speak with you? So I'm Officer Aragon. This is my Sergeant Duran here. We just need to speak to you.
Okay.
Okay. Who's this?
This is my aunt/mom.
Okay. Would you want her present or?
She can go back inside. This doesn't matter.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I got it.
If you need me, help.
Yeah.
Do you know why we're here, Michaela?
I think so.
Why? What do
I
you?
think it might be something to do with what had happened at the school.
Okay.
If I'm correct.
Okay. Yeah. So before we continue, do you have your cell phone?
No.
Where is it at?
In the house.
Can you go get it for us?
Why?
Okay. So we need it. It's for the investigation. Okay. So if you cooperate with us, I know you made a comment to the principal that you don't want your husband to find out. Is that correct?
Well, I'm going through a divorce, so yeah. No, he knows what's going on because I already told him.
Okay. So this could go one or two ways. Okay. You could cooperate and give us your cell phone, or I could pull the search warrant from behind my back and we're going to go in and get it.
Okay.
So
we're gonna search the whole house. We don't want to have to do that, but we're able to.
And I could provide the search warrant, and it's for every cell phone, so I will take every cell phone in the house.
Okay, so can I ask why you're having to take my cell phone? Because it's the only way I can get in contact with my husband and the court.
It's for the investigation of your relationship with the student, okay?
Well, the relationship with the
Okay.
student isn't.
I don't want
happening.
to. Okay, I don't want to hear that right now, okay? But that's what I'm telling you what the warrant's for. So I need your cell phone, or we're gonna go in and get it.
Okay.
Wait, hold on though. So this is your aunt? Okay, can I have her grab it? I just don't want you to go grab.
Well, with the dogs in there, can I just let her know?
Yeah, I'm gonna be right here though.
Okay, thank you.
What's your name?
Reed?
What's your name?
Reed?
Ree? Hello?
Not while he's stroking my dog. Shut
Yeah,
it real quick.
can you grab, can you call Ree? Can you call Ree? Can you call Ree for us?
It's because of the dogs. The dogs are very not friendly, so I understand why he's asking. He's not trying to be mean, it's just the dogs.
Yeah, why don't they lock them in a room though if we're out here?
Because the dogs, they don't usually do that kind of stuff.
Okay,
But yeah.
will you stand over there? What kind of phone do you have?
Samsung?
A Samsung? Excuse me, will you grab her phone for her, please? What color is it?
Her brother's gonna get it.
Okay.
It's okay.
We're just we have dogs in here,
Yeah.
and if they get out
Uh-huh.
and out of my yard,
Yeah.
I'll be very pissed off.
Yeah. Well, would you lock them in the room for us since you know we're here?
I have the one locked in the cage.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not locking my little two up.
Okay.
They're old and they're blind,
Okay.
and they have happy bladder, which is why we keep the gate closed.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like me to shut it?
That would be very nice. Thank you.
Is this it? Okay.
Okay, we're just gonna finish talking to her. Okay, so here's a search warrant. Like I said, you can have a copy.
Okay.
So here's the other thing. Is it password
Yes.
protected? So you could give us the password so we could go through, do our investigation, or we're gonna take it to the FBI building and get it dumped either way. So we're gonna go through it. If you want to cooperate, try and get it back quicker.
I can unlock it really quick if you guys
Yeah.
don't mind.
And we're just looking to make sure nothing's being deleted, okay?
No.
Okay.
Do you want me to? Here, I was
I'm
gonna
gonna put it
take
in
off
airplane mode. Look, and I'm going to.
I was just gonna take off the passcode really quick. If
Can you
guys
just
don't
give
mind.
us the passcode?
I can just keep it unlocked.
Okay,
Okay,
so at this point, we have to preserve any evidence, anything we're looking for in our investigation,
You
okay?
can watch me do it. I promise I won't delete anything. I will do it from the screen. Watch.
We have a warrant for your arrest,
Okay.
okay? For it's contributing to the delinquency of a minor.
Okay.
Okay, we got you on video, you guys kissing, being intimate. So I'm gonna need you to stand up, okay? Place your
shoes. Let's
I
get you
can
some shoes.
Get some shoes.
Well, you can't go back inside.
Okay, can I get them from you then?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is gonna go
I'll
with you.
tell
No,
you.
no, no. Come here. I need you to place your hands behind your back. Do you have any weapons on you?
Hello?
Anything that's gonna stick or poke me?
One more
We
time.
have
You open my
authority
door
here.
one more
Hey,
time.
we
You
have
do
authority
not have a
here.
warrant. It's not been
We do
served
have
to
a
me.
warrant.
Hey,
We
search
do have a
warrant.
warrant.
Not for
Calm
me
down.
or my
Get him
mom.
back or I will arrest you.
Push me
Hey,
again.
back up
That's
out of
an
my face,
assault.
though. Back up out of my
I
face.
ain't moved from my
have
house,
a
dude.
search
I'm old and I've broken my hip and you're assaulting me.
Fucking warrant.
Shut up.
have a warrant.
That's what I'm trying to get.
Stop.
Don't
Cut it
want
out.
help.
Get out of my
We told
Why are
him
you
he
in
had
my
a warrant.
face like that?
And he assaulted my sergeant.
Back off. We have a search warrant for your house.
Accident, incident, all. I'm not. Stop it. You're upsetting my entire
And I was
fucking
not
house.
in your face.
Yes, you were in my face.
I was at my door and I never left my door.
And I didn't even open your door. I'm trying to ask you to get her shoes. And you're acting like a fool. We're trying to get her shoes and do this calm. But why are you
There are
escalating
3
this?
male officers against
And
one
what did
female
I show you? We had a search
patient.
warrant. Will you grab her shoes? We have a search warrant. You
You
wanted to see
are
it.
intimidating
Not
to
intimidating
a
anything.
female.
So you were not
who's had a
intimidating when you
hard-
stepped up to my sergeant.
He knows me. I've had
Part of that
I've
is
talked
know
to him
you.
more than once.
I don't even know you.
I'm old. I'm on oxygen. I'm diabetic.
Would you be able to help me so we can get out of here? We just need some shoes for her. Shoes first so we can leave. That's what we're trying to do.
You need to let go of my arm. You've already
Are you
tried
gonna
to
calm
break my
down?
arm.
I didn't try to
No.
break anything.
If we stand you
You've
up,
already tried to break my arm.
Okay, well just hang out there then. We're gonna be out of here in a second.
You also need to let go of my
Interrupt
wrist.
me.
Why would I do that?
Because you're being an asshole to me.
I think I'm
okay.
quite nice.
So when we
There
out-
is no
so when
female
I-
officers involved in this situation.
There's a female officer right there.
There wasn't when I stepped up now.
I'm right here. Hello.
Oh, hello, Miss Stephanie. How have you been?
I'm all right. How are you?
Oh, not very happy right now, considering this idiot opened up my door without authorization
We have
twice,
a search warrant, okay?
and without presiding to me with a warrant, plus a rush on two of me.
He knocked on the door. We're on body cam, and he opened the door. So if you want to see that,
There
you can
is
request the video.
two officers that have attacked an elderly gentleman under your control right now.
Right. Okay. So fellow complaint.
And as of right now,
Go ahead,
I'm
if you want to.
probably filing charges against the whole city and
You
these
might get
two
charged.
officers personally.
Can I finish reading the warrant?
We're gonna be out here if you need anything.
What I
I am charging them with assault.
Okay.
And I will expect you to arrest him and that little right over there.
Yeah. She has the search warrant. Hey, Sarge, let's.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna get out of here. Okay. Just for scene safety, I'm gonna read you your Miranda rights, right? So that way you're aware of that. If you want to talk to me at that point, we can. Just remember, anything said by you at this point, you haven't been read Miranda, okay? So I just want to protect your constitutional rights. Sorry it ended that way. Tried showing him the search warrant. That your uncle?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's not very nice sometimes. I'm sorry.
It's okay. So just so you know, this is your arrest warrant, okay? Contributing to delinquency of a minor. I'll explain that all to you when we get there if you want to read it. Obviously, this is your copy, okay? So just sit tight. Let's just get out of here before it gets any crazier, okay? Reason we're here, okay? We were notified last week what was caught on the camera. I don't know. I know the principal tried talking to you guys from what she said. Obviously, I wasn't there, right? So this is your chance to talk, see what's going on. But it was about the kiss that you guys had in the corridor in the middle school, okay? So with that being said, you know, we have the warrant for your arrest for, you know, contributing to the delinquency of a minor, him being 15, okay? With that being said, I'm just going to ask you some questions, right? Try to figure out what's going on, how you guys met, everything in between. With your Miranda being read, at any point you want to stop talking, that's your right to do so, okay? As long as you're aware of that, okay? So, what's the, when did you become a substitute there?
At the end of August.
Of this year?
Yes.
Okay. And you were hired as a substitute with Estancia, right?
Yes.
Okay. Was that through elementary, middle school, and high school, or was it just for a specific grade?
It was for all because I needed somebody for all at the moment.
Okay.
Due to my request was technically only for lower and upper elementary.
Okay.
But because of the situation that had happened at one point, I guess I had said something that I wasn't supposed to, but I don't remember that conversation. I'll be honest, I don't remember that conversation at all. I talked to Miss Annette and we decided to move me to middle school and up high school for a little while until it was safe for me to go back down.
Okay. All right. And you don't remember what that was about?
No.
Okay.
All I know is that I guess I had said something while I was at Valley, which is where I had worked for I was working for both. I guess I had said something about a student to a grandparent in front of the parent. I don't know the whole conversation.
Oh, okay. And they got like offended or something?
Yeah.
Or, okay. And Valley Express, how long did you work there? Or do you still work there?
I don't work there no longer.
How long have you worked there?
3-4 months.
Okay.
Had by that time.
So you started probably what, summertime, I would imagine?
April.
April of this year? Okay.
Yeah. And I quit at the end of August, so.
And you quit in August when you started the substitute?
A little after, just because the lady who was making the schedule didn't want to work around Miss Annette for the scheduling for the school, so.
Okay.
Just started talking because he was one of the kids that was still left in the class during advisory. We just started talking. I did give him my phone number to contact me outside of school for personal reasons, just because I knew that coming from a situation where being adopted and stuff, it's not very easy sometimes. So I wasn't giving him like professional advice or anything. I was just trying to help him through like some of those emotions that he was going through and how to deal with them.
Okay.
And I told him that if it got worse or because he was having problems and he was wanting to like hurt himself and stuff, I told him that if he was to get to that point, he needed to talk to somebody professional, including the counselor at the school.
Okay, so he disclosed that he wanted to hurt himself?
Yeah, at some point, yeah. He
Did-
doesn't anymore though.
So you met him in class,
Yeah.
gave him the number just to be like a resource for him.
Yeah.
Was that when you first started?
No, this was
Cool, thank you.
like 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago.
Is when this happened?
Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that. It's been a little while.
So
Not really good at dates.
Okay, so we could probably say approximately 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay. And I guess with that being said, how was your guys' conversations?
It was just like normal, like you and I talking. I did set boundaries before we even started talking though.
Okay.
In class and outside of the class, where he wasn't supposed to do anything funny, nothing can happen, because I was married and stuff was like that I didn't mind helping with classwork, talking to him, things like that, because that's, I'm very kind-hearted in that kind of way.
Okay.
I just don't want somebody to fail on account that they don't know the information and stuff like that.
Okay. And when you say like normal conversations and setting boundaries, did it ever get to the point where
he'd never expressed how he felt with me, for me at least.
Yeah.
I told him that it would never happen, for the boundaries, that it would never happen, because I knew the laws. I did make sure before I even started talking to the older kids that I knew the laws, because I know you have to be 16 for consent or something like that. But I'm not going there because I wanted to work with my relationship with my husband, since we've already had a rocky, couple months before that.
Okay.
And I wanted to make it work for him and my son. But then last week he did what he did, and I wasn't,
Okay.
I was not comfortable with it, I'll be honest with you.
Okay. And so, if we're gonna go there,
And then
which is fine. Go ahead. You can keep talking.
And then yesterday, Miss Sims and I did talk again, because he hugged me. I gave him a hug to tell him that I was no longer talking to him, outside of everything, because of the situation, and to further myself from that whole thing, because I don't need that problem. I didn't want this to happen, actually.
Okay.
Because I'm being smart, and I told him yesterday that I was no longer going to be talking to him, that my number is still there if he wants to talk to me, but don't expect me to answer, because I needed to look for another job. I was, trying to think about my son, my divorce, things like that, because me and my husband are trying to work out the situation before my son, and not actually go through with that divorce, but we did file just in case.
Okay. What was the conversation with him yesterday? How did he take it? Was he pretty upset?
He didn't seem like he was upset. He just gave me a full frontal hug, and I told him that I needed to go, because it was before school, and Miss Sims talked to me yesterday about if I did it again, that she was going to call the police on me and stuff like that, which I understood.
Okay.
I was like, but she didn't know that I was telling him that he wasn't allowed to talk to me, because I didn't want to fight with her, because I didn't want that situation. I don't like confrontation.
Okay. And not saying you did anything wrong or anything like that, okay? When, when the kiss took place, how come you didn't disclose that to the school?
It was at lunch, and I knew
Okay.
that there was cameras, so I knew that they were already going to say something. I did go talk to the principal 10 minutes before the bell rang at the end of the day, just because I was working on, I was the extra / sub for Miss Baca from the middle school.
Okay.
So I was on her schedule. I wasn't even on a specific schedule. I was on her schedule. So
Okay.
I was like, okay, I'll just go talk to her. At the end of the day, explain what had happened. I told her that because of the situation, I was not comfortable, and that I was actually leaving that day, because I didn't, my divorce was not putting me in the right mindset anyway. I kind of figured that out by lunch, and I was like, I did sit and talk to him at lunch because of the situation. Usually with a bunch of kids in the class, not ever alone. I always made sure it was in a public area if I could, just so that way there wasn't any questions
Okay.
about me dating a student, which I'm not. I promise you I'm not.
Okay. So when you said that day, you went, you realized that you didn't want to work for the schools anymore because of your divorce?
It was mostly for my divorce because during like the mid portion of the day, the morning/mid portion of the day, I just kept like thinking back to that. I wasn't really there. I was more dealing with my own stuff and what it'll affect with my kid and stuff like that. And so my mindset wasn't already on the kids, and for me that's not okay. The kids should come first in that situation, because I was not comfortable and I didn't want it to happen again. I didn't want to be dragged to jail and stuff like that. And I told her that it was mostly because I was not in the right mindset because I was dealing with my divorce. And then she called Miss Annette to see if she could take my badges, and I could clock out and go home for the day.
She stated that you made a comment that you didn't want your husband to find out, or please don't tell my husband.
I said that because I was going to go tell him. I tell my husband everything.
Okay.
I just didn't want her to call my husband and surprise him with all the information.
Okay.
Just because my husband is, more protective of me than he should probably be sometimes. And I didn't want him to go do something he would regret later.
Like going after this kid?
Yeah. My husband's not in the right mindset as it is, so sometimes.
So your husband is aware?
Yes, he is aware that it had happened and that it wasn't supposed to. He knew that I was talking to him when I first started it. Even tutoring him. I had tutored him a couple days, 1 week, because he was struggling with some of the math, and I told my husband about it, and he knew, and I would come home at a specific time. I always gave a specific time of when I'd be home, or approximately when I'll be home because of the drive. I don't normally drive by myself because I'm not licensed. Okay. So it's always a little.
Where would you tutor him at?
His house, but his parents was home. So,
okay.
Or they should have been home.
So at his house?
Yeah.
And how often was that when you were helping him out with his schoolwork?
It was only like twice.
Twice total, or like twice a week, or?
Twice total.
Okay.
Like it was only 2 times, and after that I wasn't really comfortable doing it.
And why was that?
Just I don't feel comfortable in other people's houses to begin with. I'm not a people person. I don't like a whole lot of people. I try to stick to myself. So it's a little weird.
Okay. And what were you tutoring him on?
Just math.
Math?
Algebra, I think it was. He was struggling to get the grade up, and I guess he had failed it last year or something like that. I don't know.
Okay, so you're just helping him out with that?
Yeah, it was just homework.
Okay. When you were telling your husband that you were working with him and tutoring him, what was his response to that?
His response was to be careful, to not let it happen, to stay like 6 feet from the person.
Okay.
Just because he knew that this kind of stuff could happen, and he didn't want me to get in trouble. Just for being a good person. Yeah. Did
he ever ask you afterwards, like why you left or what happened?
No,
nothing like that.
He was more mad that I quit. He was more mad that I quit, and the only reason he found out was when I left. The principal and I was talking. He was in the office, so that's the only reason he knew.
And who was he upset with?
I think more of himself, if I had to guess. Because I really don't know. I think it was more at himself.
Okay.
Because he I think he would felt that it was his fault that I was losing my job. Because he thought I might have gotten fired even though I was the one who quit.
Okay. So he was in the office when you guys were having that meeting?
Yeah. Well, it was like at the end of the day, so. It was, the bell rang, and so I was trying to go home to pick up my kid from school.
Oh, okay. Is he normally in the office, or why was he there?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know a whole lot.
No worries. I apologize for that. Everybody wants to talk at one time. Okay, so like I said, so then we were called in, obviously, right? I guess Mrs. Sims had contacted another one of our officers regarding the situation.
Yeah. It's a big no-no, so I understood why. I was going to talk to her anyway at the end of the day. about the going and leaving and stuff like that.
Okay.
And I was going to talk to her then about it anyway, just because I already had a schedule I had to keep, and Miss Baca decided that I could do it 10 minutes before the bell rang, just so that way I could be out on time. Because I did ask her about that, and she's like, yeah, you need to definitely go see her now. And I was like, well, I already knew that, I just needed to talk to her anyway.
Okay, so the kiss didn't concern you.
No.
It was more of
why I wanted to know why he did it, but I didn't want to ask him directly.
Okay.
I don't think I will ever find out why, which is fine.
Do you think you put yourself in a spot that welcomed a kiss?
I probably did, just by being kind and trying to help somebody who really needs it, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't think nobody's questioning that he needs help, right?
Yeah.
I think we could all agree that he needs help for sure.
I just was trying to be that person to be there. But like I told him when I first started this, that if he talked about hurting himself, hurting somebody else, or him being in danger, I would say something.
Okay.
But anything else he said to me was really confidential. Again, it was mostly just about his and how his homework was doing, and I always make sure that he was okay with his homework. Just because I am a sub, I do like to make sure that the kids don't fail.
Okay.
And I would do it for any kid, honestly. It
Okay.
wasn't just him. I would have done it for any kid.
When you first started talking, did you know how old he was?
Yes.
Okay.
I kind of figured when he was a 10th grader, he'd be about 15-ish.
Okay. So you knew he was in 10th grade?
Yeah.
So then the next morning you went over, that's when you were hugging him at the middle school.
Oh, yes, yesterday morning I let him give me a hug, and I told him that I would never talk to him again. This was the last time he'd ever see me or speak with me at this point, because I did not want the situation.
Pictures, emails, videos.
Just pictures, baby, because he did send me a couple.
What pictures, you could be honest?
One of him standing in a mirror.
Okay. Any inappropriate pictures?
No.
Were there any sent?
No.
Because you know we can retrieve all that, right?
Oh,
So.
Yeah, no.
So Michaela, okay.
I think I might have sent him one that wasn't appropriate, but it wasn't meant for him. I did delete it afterwards, just because I didn't need anything strange going on. It was not meant for him. It's meant for my husband, but I think that might be the only thing.
Okay. And was any return from him?
Not that I'm aware of. Again, I didn't notice, just because I don't keep track of everything.
Okay. So.
Hi.
You know this isn't my first day in law enforcement, right? Okay.
That's why I'm just saying I don't know if there was any that
Okay.
wasn't,
What
because I
was-
don't open all this.
That's fine. What was the picture that was accidentally sent to him?
Just me without my shirt.
Okay.
So it was exposed.
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe.
Sorry
Any
about
of your
that. Thank you.
but nothing like that. Okay.
No. And like I said, it was just meant for my husband. It was just accidentally sent to the wrong person.
And you're not aware if he sent you any of his anything like that. Did you guys ever have intimate messages, like things like that?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Not that you're aware of, so there may be.
He might have sent something, but again, I don't answer all of the messages.
Okay.
Because
And
I
if
was
you
more focused with my husband and everything, so I could just be totally wrong. I could have sent something else to him that could have been mistaken as things like that. I'm not 100% sure. I'm gonna be completely honest.
Okay.
I don't really remember.
So none that you remember that he
Yeah.
was like, hey, let's go have or
Yeah.
hey,
Like, I don't remember a whole lot.
your look good, anything like that. Did he compliment or say anything when you sent it to him?
I don't think he did, but I'm not 100% sure. I
Okay.
will be honest with you.
What was did you ever tell your husband you accidentally sent him?
No, because my husband was there when it was sent, so he was already there, and he knew that it wasn't meant for him. It was actually meant for my husband, and he saw me do it, so
Okay.
my husband already knew. I didn't have to tell him.
Okay. So what was your, and like I said, I'm taking what you're saying for face value, okay? So I appreciate that. what forms did you guys communicate through text message?
Just mostly text messages, and then every once in a while, if he couldn't get the phone to work, his phone to actually send stuff in Messenger.
Okay, and that was through Facebook, right?
Yeah.
What other social media accounts do you have? Instagram?
Yeah.
What else?
That's it.
No Snapchat, we're not gonna, when we do a phone dump, we're not gonna find anything like that?
No, I don't have a Snapchat. I haven't used it in a while. I might have downloaded it a couple of times, but I don't really use it a whole lot.
Okay, but is it on your phone?
No.
Okay.
I know there's a story that I was trying to write that wasn't finished, that was actually about the situation, actually.
Okay.
But it wasn't meant as how I feel, because it's not how I feel. I just needed to get it out somehow, and that's how I do it, was by writing.
Okay, and you sent that to who?
I didn't send it. It's through my notes.
Oh, so it's in your notes?
It's in my notes. I'm just letting you guys know. It was a story that I was expressing, and I think I did send that to him as well.
Okay, so in notes, you just had a story of how you felt?
Yeah, about the situation. It's not completely done. I was going to redo it later.
Okay,
just because I was doing it in the moment and in the time.
Okay, and you maybe sent it to him, not sure?
Yeah, I could have sent it.
And would that been
him
through like text message or okay? I'll just put maybe sent, unsure. So like I said, so you see where being honest, right, helps out.
I'm trying to be as honest and cooperating as I can.
Yeah. Was there any, I know girls with best friends or, sometimes they're very open.
Yeah,
right?
I'm very open with my best friend, so yeah.
You guys send each other pictures?
Not with not like that, no.
Okay, no trying on clothes, sending it to her, saying how I look in this.
No.
You know what I'm trying to get at?
Yeah,
okay.
No, I don't do a whole lot of that kind of stuff. Because I don't feel comfortable with it most of the time.
Okay, that's fine.
So.
Was it more like a girlfriend role?
Sisterly role. Just because mom's that's a little weird. Especially since I didn't know how he felt about his own parents or his step parents or his adopted parents or whatever they are at this point.
Okay.
So I was just trying to be more of a sister. I would normally call him like my adopted brother just because I didn't want people to think we were dating, because we weren't, because he did talk to me a lot.
So would you tell other people that you guys were adopted?
Adopted, just that way it wasn't like super weird, and that he was more like my brother. And I explained that to the principal too. It's like I only see him as a brother and not anything more.
Were there kids or anybody that questioned it, or who would you say that he was adopted to? Just anybody that would ask?
Anybody who would ask the relationship.
He would say that, you would say that he's your adopted brother, he would say you're his adopted sister?
Yeah.
Okay. And how was that established? Who did you guys both agree to that?
We both agreed to that because I didn't want
it to be weird?
Yeah, and I knew that there was a rumor going around the school that he was dating me, and I was like, that's not true. I don't know who started that, but I knew that was going around because somebody had asked me about it, and I was like, no.
And then that's when you guys said, we'll just go with the adopted.
Yeah, because that way there was no confusion, and that way when people saw us talking, it wouldn't be like
weird. They would just say brother, sister.
Yeah, talking and having a conversation. That was all it was supposed to be
until everything happened on Wednesday.
Yeah, and then I kind of was like very uncomfortable, so I kind of didn't want to, be drawn back into stuff like that, and temptation goes away and stuff like that.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just really nervous now.
You're okay. You're okay. Like I said, the honesty goes a long way, right? I mean, like I always try and tell people, the more honest you are with us, the easier it is for us to do what we need to do, right?
Yeah.
The DAs see it, like when you start going through the prosecution and stuff, the DAs, they will ask if who's like, are they being cooperative, right? Because if we get people that aren't cooperative, nobody's going to want to go out on a limb to try and help them out, right? Yeah. If they need help or anything like that.
I'm just like, I'm a little nervous now.
Okay. And like I said, at any point, you know your rights, okay? So once we kind of got all that, you said your aunt kind of knew, she didn't know about the messages.
Yeah.
Your husband knew about everything, so he's not going to be surprised if we contact him. You can't remember anything. What would be the physical interaction that you would...
Touching, maybe his hand, or...
Touching...
like his shoulder or something.
What else?
That's about it that I can think of, but again, I'm not sure. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not sure because mentally I have not been here. I'm
Okay.
gonna be completely.
So
honest.
is there a chance that he could say you guys had and you just don't remember having it?
No.
No.
I would remember if I had with him.
Okay. And what about seeing each other's private parts?
Again.
Is there a chance?
There could have been a chance that he saw or he sent me something, but I would not.
Okay.
Besides this, and I'm gonna be honest, it was this.
Yeah, you've been forthcoming with that. And you
And
said, and
I know
wrote it
there's
down.
a couple of them that they were meant for my husband that were just sent to the completely wrong person. Again, my husband was there.
So all of them were meant for your husband?
Yeah, there should have only been 2. Should have only been 2, if I'm remembering that one correctly.
So only 2 maybe, but they
Yeah.
were meant for your husband?
Yes.
And that was through what, just the text message?
Yeah. Or photos.
Would it still be in your photos?
One of them it might have been, but the other one shouldn't be. Because
Okay.
I delete my photos pretty regularly. Just
Okay.
because I need to keep the room.
So just updating it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Was consensual on some of the stuff, but again, I haven't really necessarily been here, so
And what would
making
that
those
be?
decisions aren't probably in the right mind.
That's fine. And what would that be? Consensual of what?
Maybe the
Okay, this thing.
at least that part, because again,
That's
I know kids.
Michaela, I'm not here to judge you one bit, okay? So
I'm gonna say that, and just like touching his shoulder maybe, and that's about it. Again,
touching shoulder.
Yeah, I don't really try to touch people just in general.
Okay.
Just to be honest, I was consented on the hugs,
Okay,
just because I
hugs.
give all kids hugs. It
Okay.
doesn't matter what age you are. Just because a lot of them will come up and just frontal hug me all the time, and so I consent to that because I
Okay.
like hugs and I like people that be able to enjoy their days.
Okay. And what would the consist of? What was
Again, something I would send to my husband.
Okay.
That kind of stuff. And
What's like a normal example? Like I said, you're never in the here. I tell people because sometimes they get embarrassed, right? There's nothing I've seen or heard in this profession.
Again, I don't know what he would have sent, but for me, it would have just been like describing how I'd have with my husband, but like putting it in first person.
Okay.
Just because it's not as awkward.
Okay.
In first person than if it is in third. I'll be honest with that. Just like that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Just how I would have with my husband, just to clear my own mind
And you meant it for him?
No.
You were
Well,
just in
it-
just a general
Just
conversation.
in general
Okay.
conversation. I'm just saying that.
No. Yeah, I just need to make sure that's.
And if he sent me anything, it's just probably I
Okay.
consented to it just so that way he gets stuff off of his mind.
Okay.
I don't know anything else than
Okay.
that. I'm gonna be honest.
Alright,
But most of it, I did consent to, like the hugging, the touching, his
And
shoulder.
the and stuff. What
and
about
that's about it. But the pictures, no.
Okay. Did he ever touch your?
No.
Did you guys ever talk about him touching your private parts?
No. Again, this part, maybe he did, but again,
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure.
And did you ever compliment on his pictures?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
I'm
Never
gonna be honest, not that I'm aware of, because I don't know if he sent me any.
Okay. Never complimented on his anything like that.
And if I did, it was probably out of mistake. A mistake that had probably happened, not thinking clearly. The reason I deleted them was because I usually just delete them automatically. I don't, keep my messages, but, yeah, that is like the main reason. Like I said, that's just a sticker.
Yeah, I'm just checking. Okay.
So, I don't have anything to hide, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't really have anything to hide. I just delete things just to make sure that the phone stays, up and working properly like it should be. I guess I'm going to jail.
You're going to jail. Okay, you guys are even talking about, does everyone know you're dating? Okay, so I was nice, right? I'm past the point of being, I'm always going to be respectful, but I'm past that point, okay? I gave you your opportunity. You're not talking about your husband. You're not talking to your husband. We both know who you're talking to. You're talking to... Okay. There would be no context why you and your husband would be talking about why the school knows you guys are dating. You guys aren't in school. You're 30 years old, and you're married. You're not dating, correct? So can we cut that act now and saying at least what's on this conversation? I'm not talking about previous ones, but what you guys are talking about right now, everything was meant towards, just like everything was meant towards you, is that correct?
At this point, yes.
Okay, I'm not talking about the Instagram. I'm not talking about photos, right? Because obviously there's no photos here. But this, right?
At this point, yes.
Okay. Anything you want to elaborate to anything that's been said? It's pretty much everything from yesterday. You don't want to elaborate on any of that? You need help?
Oh, I can get down?
Yeah.
I can help.
We're just going to walk right over here.
We get a lot of comments on why we don't catch females in our sting operations. And the reality is, women who offend are often in positions of power. Caregivers, teachers, authority figures. Places where they can build trust and manipulate emotionally rather than directly soliciting. This makes them harder to detect unless a real victim comes forward. I find it quite disturbing how she says that the relationship wouldn't have gone any further because she knew the laws and she was working it out with her husband. In my personal opinion, her statements sound like if things didn't work out with her husband, the student was the other option. The way she keeps describing herself as a good person and using the stress from her divorce as a reason as to why this happened, like somehow she's the victim, claiming the nude photographs were meant for her husband. I mean, come on now. And just as we saw in the football coach case, she used the classic predatory tactic of the familial, oh, that's just, we're just brother and sister, and that whole thing to deflect suspicion when people asked about their relationship. In my personal opinion, I believe that she saw that he was struggling with mental health issues and a strained home life, and she used that to further deepen their connection and manipulate him. This is a tactic that is often used by predators who are in positions of trust. As always, remain vigilant, pay attention to warning signs, and remember that it takes all of us to protect children. Stay safe, and thank you guys for watching.